Hey guys, what's up? This is Vinny Stevens here, and welcome to another video for my channel, and welcome to another episode of Final Reviews, and also the last episode of Final Reviews for this season. So, in this video, I am going to be reviewing probably another iconic album. It is Fleetwood Mac Rumours. So enough of me talking, let's get on with the video. So who are Fleetwood Mac? So Fleetwood Mac are a British American rock band formed in London in 1967, and they were around until 1985, and then from 1996 to the present day. They have sold more than 100 million records worldwide, making them one of the world's best-selling bands. The genres they play are pop rock, soft rock, blues rock, art pop, British blues, and progressive rock. The band consists of Mick Fleetwood, co-founder and drummer. He's been in the band since the formation. John McPhee on bass guitar, and he's been in the band since the formation. Christine McVie, ex-wife of obviously John McVie, on vocals and keyboard. She's been in the band from 1970 to 1995, then from 1997 to 1998, and then again from 2014 to the present day. Stevie Nicks on vocals. She was in the band from 1975 to 1991, and then again from 1987 to the present day. And Lindsey Buckingham on guitar, vocals and keyboards. He was in the band from 1975 to 87, then from 1997 till his departure of the band from the band this year as of 2018. The band have released 17 studio albums, 8 live albums, 23 compilation albums, 7 video albums, 30 music videos, 1 EP, and 62 singles. So now on to a bit of background of this album. So background of the album. So recorded with the intention of making a pop album. The album's music featured a pop rock and soft rock sound categorized by accent rhythms and electric keyboards. The members partied and used cocaine for much of the recording sessions, and its compilation was delayed by its mixing process, but was finished by the end of 1976. Following the album's release, Fleetwood Mac undertook a worldwide promotion tours. Rumours reached the top of both the US Billboard 200 and the United Kingdom's albums chart, and became the band's most successful release. Songs Go Your Own Way, Dreams Don't Stop, and You Make Loving Fun released all as singles, all of which reached the US top 10. Having won a Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 1978, Rumours has sold over 40 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time, and has received diamond certification in several countries, including the United States, Canada, and Australia. The album garnered widespread acclaim from the critics, with praise centered on its production quality and harmonies, which frequently relied on the interplay among full vocalists and have inspired the work of many musical artists in different genres. In 1975, Fleetwood Mac Anonymous's 10th album was released to a great success, reaching number 1 in the US. In 1976, the record's biggest hit single, Rhiannon, gave the band kind of extensive radio exposure. After 6 months of non-stop touring, the McVies divorced, ended the years of marriage. The couples stopped talking to each other socially and discussed only musical matters. Buckingham and Nicks, who had joined the band before 1975, Fleetwood Mac, were having on-off relationships that led them to fight often. The duo's arrangement stopped only when they worked on songs together. Fleetwood Mac faced dramatic problems of its own after discovering that his wife Jenny, mother of his two children, had an affair with his best friend. Um, Press interactions into the band members' lives led to inaccurate stories. One being Christine McVie was reported to be in hospital with serious illness, while like Buckingham and Nix were declared the parents of Fleetwood star Lucy after being photographed with her. The press also wrote about rumours of the original Fleetwood Mac members returning. That was Peter Green, Danny Cameron and Jeremy Spencer for a 10th anniversary tour. Despite false reports, the band did not change its lineup, and though its members had no time to come to terms with separations before recording a new album began. Fleetwood had noted that there was tremendous emotional sacrifices made by everyone just to attend studio work. In early 1976, Fleetwood Mac crafted some new tracks in Florida. Founding member Fleetwood and John McVie chose to dispense with the services with their previous producer Keith Ozon, if that's how you say his name, because he favoured a low emphasis on the rhythm section. The duo formed a company called Sadie Manage to represent the band's interests. Now on to recording. Recording. In February 1976, Fleetwood Mac convened at record plant in Salcedo in California with hired engineers Ken Cavett and Richard Dastert. Production duties were shared by the three parties, while the more technical side of things, client was responsible for most of the engineering. He took a leave of absence from Wally Hendrix Studios in Los Angeles on the premise that Fleetwood Mac would eventually use their facilities. The setup in Salcedo, that's how you say it, I can't say it, included a number of small recording rooms and a large windowless wooden cabin. Most band members complained about the studio and wanted to record at their homes, but Fleetwood did not allow any moves. Christine McVie and Nix decided to live in two condos near the city harbour, while the rest of the band stayed in studio lodges in the hills. Recording occurred in a 6x9 meter room, which included equipment such as like 3M 24 track tape machine, a range of high quality microphones, and an API mixing console with a 550A equalizer. The latter was used to control frequency between the track's timbre. I know Clandon was impressed with the setup. He felt that the room lacked ambience because of its very dead speakers and large amount of soundproofing. The record's working title was Yesterday's Gone in that studio. Buckingham took charge of the studio sessions to make a pop album. During the formation stages of composition, Buckingham and McVie played guitar and piano together to create the album's basic structures. The latter was only classical trained music in Fleetwood Mac, but both shared a similar sense of musicality. When the band jammed, Fleetwood often played his drum kit outside the studio's partition screen to background clients. Dasha, I can't say the second names. Reaction to the music's groove. Baffles was placed around the drums and around John McVie, who played his bass guitar facing Fleetwood. Buckingham performed close to the rhythm section, while Christine McVie keyboards were kept away from the drum kit. The producers spent about 9 days working with a range of microphones and amplifiers to get a larger sound before discovering they could adjust the sound effectively on an API mixing console. As the studio sessions progressed, the band members' new intimate relationships that formed after various separations started having negative effect on the band. The musicians did not want to meet or socialise after daily work at record plant. At the time, the hippie movement was still affected in California culture, and drugs were readily available. Open-ended budgets enabled the band and the engineers to become self-agnant, sleepless nights, and excessive use of cocaine, which marked much of the album's production. The vocal harmonies between the duo and Christine McVie worked well and were captured using the best microphones available. Nick's lyrically focused allowed instrumentals in the songs that she wrote to be looser and more abstract. According to Daesh, or whatever you call him, all the recordings captured emotion and feeling without the middleman or tempting. John McVie tended to clash with Buckingham about the makeup songs, but both of them achieving good outcomes. Christine McVie's Sunbird, which Callan felt needed a concert hall ambience, was recorded during an all-night session at Zambak Auditorium across San Francisco Bay in Berkeley. Following over 2 months in the studio they were in, Fleetwood Mac arranged a 10-day tour to give the band a break and fan feedback. After the concert, recording resumed at venues in Los Angeles, including Wayhander Studios. Christine McVie and Nick did not attend most of the sessions. It took time off until they were needed any remaining vocals. The rest of Fleetwood Mac, with Condent and Daesh, struggled to finance the overdubbing and mixing of rumours after the cellular tapes were damaged by repeated using during recording. The kick and snare drum auto tracks sounded lifeless. A satellite autumn tour and I've now lost where I am. Yeah, so satellite autumn tour of the US was cancelled to allow the complete time to complete the album. Those scheduled release dates of September 1976 was pushed back. A specialist was hired to recertify the tapes using a very speed oscillizers. There a pair of headphones which played the damaged tape in his left ear to safely master recordings in his right. He converged their respective speeds, aided by the timing provided by the snare and hi-hat audio tracks. Fleetwood Mac and their co-producers wanted a no-fill final production in which every track seemed a potential single. After the final mastering stages and hearing the song back to back, the snare sensed that they had recorded something pretty powerful. Now on to promotion and release. So, promotion and release. So, in autumn 1976, while still recording, Fleetwood Mac showcased tracks from this album at the Universal Amphitheater in Los Angeles. John McVie suggested the album title to be The Ballad because he felt the members were writing journals and diaries about each other, through music. Warner confirmed the release details to the press in December and chose Go Your Own Way as a December 1976 promotional single. The label's aggressive marketing of 1975 Fleetwood Mac, in which links with dozens of FM and AM radio stations were formed across America, aided the promotion of Rumours. At the time, the band advanced order of 800,000 copies was the largest in Warner Bros. History. Rumours was released on the 4th of February 1977 in the US and a week later in the UK. On the 28th of February 1977, after rehearsing at SIR Studios in Los Angeles, Fleetwood Mac started a 7-month-long promotional tour of America. Nixon noted that after performing mostly Rumor songs during gigs, the band intentionally encountered poor reputations from bands who were not uh, amused to the new material. A one-off March performance at a benefit concert for the United States Senator Bertie Ray in Indiana was followed by a short European tour of the UK, Netherlands, France, and Germany in April. A guy called Nigel Williams of Uncut called Fleetwood Mac's performance Rock's Greatest Soap Opera. Dreams was released in March 1977, became the band's only number one on the US Billboard 100 in June. Now on to composition. So, okay. So I'm splitting this bit up to lyrics and music. So the first bit is lyrics. So Fleetwood Mac's main writers were Buckingham, Christy McVie and Nix. Worked individually on specific songs but sometimes shared lyrics with each other. The Chain is the only track that all members including Fleetwood and John McVie collaborated on. All songs on Rumours concern personal, often troubled relationships. According to Christy McVie, the fact that the lyricists were extremely focusing on various separations became apparent to the band only with hindsight. You Make Me Loving Fun is about her boyfriend, Fleetwood Mac's line director after she split from John. Nick's dreams detailed of a breakup and a hopeful message, while Buckingham's similar effect in Go Your Way is more pessimistic. After a short fling with New English Woman, he was inspired to write Never Going Back Again, a song about the illustration of thinking that sadness will occur again once feeling content with life. The lines between been down one time, been down two times refers to the lyrics efforts when persuading the woman to give him a chance. Don't Stop was written by Christy McVie and is a song by optimism. She noted that Buckingham helped her craft the verses because their personal sensibilities overlapped. McVie's next track, Songbird, featured more introspective lyrics about nobody and everybody in the form of a little prayer. Oh Daddy was McVie's last song on the album. It was written about Fleetwood and his wife Jenny Boyd, who had just gone back together. The band's nickname for Fleetwood was Big Daddy. McVie commented that the rhyme is slightly sarcastic and focuses on the drummer's direction for Fleetwood Mac, which always turned out to be the right. Nix provided the final line, and I can't walk away from you, baby, if I tried. Her own song Gold Dust Woman is inspired by Los Angeles and the hardship encountered in such a metropolis. After struggling with a rock lifestyle, Nix became addicted to cocaine, and the lyrics addressed her belief in keeping going. So on to the second part of compilation is music. So the music, so featuring a soft rock and pop rock sound, Rumours is built around a mix of acoustic and electric instrumentation. Buckingham's guitar work and Christy McVie's use of Fender Rhodes piano and Hammond B3 organs are presented on all two tracks. The record often includes stressed drum sounds and distinctive percussion such as soundgrass and margrass, if that's how you say it. It opens with second-hand news originally an acoustic demo titled Strummer. After hearing Biggie's Jivin' Talking, Buckingham and co-producer Dash built up the sound with the 4 audio tracks of electric guitar and the use of chair percussion to evoke a Celtic rock. Dreams included internal effect spaces and recurring two-note platforms on the bass guitar. Nick wrote the song in an afternoon and led the vocals while the band played around her. The third track of Rumours, Never Going Back Again, began as Brushes, a simple acoustic tune played by Buckingham, which now rules by Fleetwood uses brushes. The band added vocals and further instrumental other tracks to make it more layered. Inspired by triple step dancing patterns, Don't Stop included controversial acoustic and tack piano. In the latter instrument, nails are lost it there. Nails are placed on the points where hammer hits the string, producing a more progressive sound. Go Your Own Way is a more guitar orientated and has a 4 to the floor dance beat influenced by the Rolling Stones song Street Fight Man. The album pace slowed down with Songbird by given solely by Christine McVie using a 9-foot stringway piano. Side 2 of Rumours begins with The Chain, one of the record's most complicated compilations. Christine McVie demo Keep Me There, and the next song was recut in the studio and were heavily edited to form parts of the track. The whole of the band crafted the rest using an approach akin to create a film snare. John McVie provided a permanent solo using the fretless bass guitar, which marked the speeding up the tempo and started the song's final third. Inspired by R&B, You Make Me Loving Fun has a similar composition and features a cavant. I don't know if I said that right, which is a special type of keyboard instrument. While the rhythm section plays interlocking notes and beats, the 9th track on Rumours, I Don't Want to Know, makes use of a 12-string guitar and harmonising vocals. Inspired by the music of Buddy Holly, Buckingham and Nick created in 1974 before they were in Fleetwood Mac, Oh Daddy was crafted spontaneously and includes impressive bass guitar patterns from John McVie and keyboard blimps from Christine McVie. The album ended with Gold Dust Woman, a song inspired by free jazz, which has music from hip codes, a Fender Stratocaster guitar, and a Jubico, an acoustic guitar with sound is produced by one or more cones. So on to Critical Reputation. So Rumours has been acclaimed by music critics since its release. Robert Cosgrove, which reviewing in the Village Voice, gave the album an A to describe it as a more consistent and more entrancing than its predecessor. He added that it jumps right out of the speakers at you. Rolling Stone magazine John Swindon believed the interplay among the three vocalists was one of the album's more pleasing elements. He stated, despite the interminable delay in the finishing the record, Rumours provided that the success of Fleetwood Mac was no fluke. In the review for the New York Times, John Rockwell said the album is delightfully disc, and one hopes the public thinks so too. While Dave Marshall of the St. Petersburg Times claimed the song as a grandly grossy as everything right now, Robert Hale Brown was less respective and called Rumours Frank Singalgi uneven record in his review for the Los Angeles Times. Jim Rosenberg of the Gazgan suggested that while the music is crisper and cleaner. Fleetwood Mac's ideas are slightly more mulled. The album finished fourth in the Village Voice 1977 Jazz Paz and Job critics poll, which aggressively the votes of 100 of prominent viewers. In a respected review, AllMusic editor Stephen Tom Erline gave Rumours 5 stars and noted the regretness of versatilistic element. The record was an unparalleled blockbuster because of the music's quality. He concluded each tune, each phrase regains its raw, imminent emotional power, which is why Rumours touched a nerve upon its 1977 release, and has since transcoded its air to be one of the greatest, most compelling pop albums of all time. According to Stein magazine's Barry Walsh, Fleetwood Mac drew on romantic dissatisfaction and personal turmoil to create a timeless 5-star record, while Andy Grill of The Independent claimed they represent, along with the Eagles' greatest hits, the high water mark of America's 70s rock culture expansion. The questionings of a counterculture mindset lured into a coke-filled heroism. In 2007, BBC's Daryl Eslard labelled the sonic result as a near perfect, like a thousand angels kissing you sweetly on the forehead, while Patrick McKay of Stars magazine wrote, well, Dialect's Rumours what makes it art, it conjugated between its cheerful sacrifice and its average heart. Here's a radio-friendly record about anger, recommendation and loss. So on to a commercial performance. So there was a bit of a mistake in my script there. I'm actually moving on to legacy of this album. So Mick Fleetwood has called Rumours the most important album we've ever made because its success allowed the group to continue recording for years to come. Pop culture journalist Chuck Cousinman linked the record sale figures to it like a really likable songs, but that said, there was no justification for greatness entirely provided by them. The Guardian congratulated worldwide data in 1997 from a range of renowned critics, artists, and radio DJs who placed the record at number 78 in the list of 100 greatest best albums ever. In 1998, Legacy, a tribute to Fleetwood Mac. Rumours was produced by Fleetwood and released. The record contained each song of the original Rumours covered by a different act influenced by it. Among the musicians involved were Eternal rock bands Tonic, Matchbox 20, the Goo Goo Dolls, Celtic rock groups, the Coors and the Cranberries, and singer-songwriter Elton John, Duncan Seek, and Joel. Other device acts influenced by Rumours included Barker pop artist Tori Amos, hard rock group Salvia, indie rock band Def Cab for Cutie, and art pop singer Lordi, who have called it a perfect record. In 1998, Q placed Rumours at number 3 behind The Clash's London Calling and Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon in the list of 50 best albums of the 70s. In 1999, Vibe featured released as one of 100 central albums of the 20th century. In 2001, VH1 ranked the record at number 16 during its 100 greatest albums countdown, while Steint included it as one of the 50 essential pop albums. The same year, USA Today placed Rumours at number 23 in its top 40 albums list, while Rolling Stone ranked it as a number 25 in its special issue of the 500 greatest albums of all time, the highest Fleetwood Mac record. In 2006, Time named it all-time 100 album shortlist, while Mojo featured its unnumbered list of 70 from the 1970s decade's greatest artists. The record is included in both the Guardian's 1000 albums before you die and 1001 albums you must hear before you die. So now on to cover. So the cover, I'm just going to take this out of its protective thing in here. So this is the cover. So the front cover features a stylish shot of Fleetwood and Nick dressed in Rhiannon stage personnel, while the back has a montage of the band's portraits. So all these photographs were taken by Herbert Worthington. So as you can see across the way there is all the songs on the album, and then on the front it has Fleetwood Mac and the album's name below it. So yeah, so on to track listings. So unfortunately I don't actually have a digital version of this album, so I'm just gonna read out what songs are on it. So on side 1 is first song is Secondhand News, followed by Dreams, Never Going Back Again, Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way, and Sunbird. On side 2 it's The Chain, You Make Loving Fun, I Don't Want to Know, Oh Daddy, and Gold Dust Woman. So on to charts. So charts. So the Australian Kent Music Report, Canadian RPM albums chart, Dutch albums chart, New Zealand's albums chart, South African's album chart, UK's album chart, US Billboard 200, and US Billboard catalogs album. The album went to number 1, and Austrian albums chart peaked at number 25, and the French SNEP albums chart went to number 13, Japanese Oricon LP charts number 33, Norwegian VG Lista albums chart number 17, Swedish albums chart number 19, and West German Media Control albums chart number 6. Now on to certification. So certification, Australia's RIAA went 13 times platinum, selling about 910,000 copies. Canada, Music Canada went 2 times diamond, selling over 2 million copies. France's SNEP went platinum, 380,700. Germany, the BVMI went 5 times gold, selling 1.25 million. Hong Kong's IFPI Hong Kong, platinum 15,000. Again in the Netherlands, it went platinum, selling 100,000 copies. New Zealand's RMNZ 13 times platinum, selling over 195,000 copies. For South Africa's RISA, Spain's Permuzigi, if I've said that right, it went gold. South Africa, it sold 25,000 and 50,000 in there. United Kingdom went 11 times platinum, some 4,090,000. United States RIAA went 2 times platinum, selling over 20 million copies. So now on to my review of this album. So my review. So I would rate this album a 9 out of 10. This is a brilliant album. It is some brilliant all-time classic Fleetwood Mac songs, as well as some all-time classic rock songs as well. I love this album. I don't tend to play it that much, but I do often. If I want to change, I'll put it on. It is one of my all-time favourite albums, and it's the only real Fleetwood Mac album that I like. I do like some of their later stuff, and I'm more into this era of the band, and they are a bit of an influence on me. Uh, I'm not like a huge Fleetwood Mac fan. When I started to get into this type of music, I would tended to listen to Fleetwood Mac's like greatest hit albums, and a lot of the songs on this album would have been on it. I got this album at the start of this year. It was my first album I brought at the time. I had no real intention of buying it. Like, I know when I got a vinyl player, people said to me, "Oh, you need to have this album in your collection." Before I got this album, it was actually selling near a supermarket near me, but for the price of a new vinyl, I came across this one for only £8. I'm not going to try and convert that into dollars or euros in the shop in my hometown, Bendon Sounds. At first I wasn't going to buy it, but a mate of mine kind of was like, "Are you thinking of getting it?" And I'm like, I kind of thought about it when I was standing there, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go and get money out and buy this album. Eventually did buy it in the end, of course, and then when I stuck it on the first time, I just fallen in love with this album. Well, no, it's a brilliant album, and to be honest, this review was quite actually hard to what to say in it. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. So yeah. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and hit the instant notifications bell in the description below. So this is the last episode of the season of vinyl reviews. I will be doing 3 kind of spin-off ones over the next couple of videos. Top 5 videos in the top 10. I'm not going to give too much away about that, but you'll have to watch and see. So series 3 I can say now that I will be doing another season of this. It may not be as long. Rather than I've done 10 videos, I'm going to just do 5 instead, and I'm ditching this kind of video recording and editing software. I'm going back to what I use. I think it's Wondershare Filmora. I'm going to be going back to, from the next video on, using Power Director. I've got an announcement coming up very soon, but there will be plenty more videos from here over the next couple of weeks, and then I don't know what after. So thanks for watching, and I guess see ya.